Every patient with low back pain goes through the same first question: which group are they in? The largest group, by far, is nonspecific mechanical pain. About 90 to 95% of everyone who walks through the door. It is activity-related. It stays around the spine. There is no neurological deficit and no identifiable structural cause. The second group has radicular pain, dermatomal leg, pain from a nerve root, often with a positive straight leg raise. The third group is the one you must not miss. Serious specific pathology, flagged by red flags, cancer, infection, fracture, cauda equina, or inflammatory disease. This single act of sorting is not a preliminary step. It is the diagnosis. Cauda equina syndrome is the one diagnosis in low back pain that must never be missed, because delay risks permanent bladder, bowel, and sexual dysfunction. It happens when a massive central disc herniation or other mass compresses the lumbosacral nerve roots. The features are saddle anesthesia, numbness in the perianal region, bladder dysfunction, classically painless urinary retention with overflow incontinence, bowel incontinence, bilateral leg symptoms, and sexual dysfunction. The moment you suspect it, the patient needs an urgent MRI and emergency surgical decompression. That is why you ask about bladder, bowel, and saddle sensation in every patient with significant back or leg pain, every single time. Beyond cauda equina, the remaining red flags sort into 4 categories. For malignancy, age over 50 or under 20, a history of cancer, unexplained weight loss, and night or rest pain. For infection, fever, intravenous drug use, immunosuppression, and recent infection or procedure. For fracture, significant trauma or minor trauma in someone with osteoporosis, on prolonged steroids, or elderly. And for inflammatory disease, age under 45, insidious onset, morning stiffness over 30 minutes, pain that improves with exercise rather than rest, and alternating buttock pain, the features of axial spondyloarthritis. The mnemonic tuna fish captures them: trauma, unexplained weight loss, neurological deficit, age, fever, IV drug use, steroids, and history of cancer. Here is the fact that should change how you read every spinal scan you will ever see. Studies of people with no back pain at all, not a single symptom, show that disc degeneration, disc bulges, and even disc protrusions become increasingly common with age, and they are present in a substantial proportion of completely asymptomatic adults. In your 20s, a significant number of pain-free people already have disc bulges. By your 50s and 60s, degenerative findings are near universal in people without a single complaint. This is why routine imaging of nonspecific low back pain does not improve outcomes. It finds incidental abnormalities, provokes anxiety, and leads to overtreatment of findings that were never the cause of the pain. The rule is simple: image only when it will change management. For nonspecific low back pain without red flags, routine imaging does not improve outcomes and is actively discouraged. You image when there are red flags: urgent MRI for suspected cauda equina, infection, or malignancy with cord compression. You image when there is a progressive neurological deficit. And you image when there is persistent radicular pain in a patient who might be a surgical candidate. Blood tests such as C-reactive protein and erythrocyte sedimentation rate are directed by the suspected red flag pathology. The overuse of imaging is a recognized, costly problem, and resisting it is part of good care. When the pain is radicular, the distribution in the leg identifies the nerve root. An L4 root, typically compressed at the L3-4 disc, weakens knee extension, the quadriceps, depresses the knee reflex, and causes sensory change over the medial leg down to the medial malleolus. An L5 root, typically from the L4-5 disc, weakens great toe dorsiflexion and hip abduction, has no routine reflex to check, and covers the lateral leg and the dorsum of the foot. An S1 root from the L5-S1 disc weakens ankle plantar flexion, depresses the ankle reflex, and covers the posterolateral leg and the lateral foot. The straight leg raise stretches the lower roots. The femoral stretch test examines the upper roots. For nonspecific low back pain, and for the initial management of most radicular pain too, treatment is non-operative and follows a biopsychosocial model. Start with education and reassurance. The natural history is favorable, most episodes settle, and bed rest is harmful. Advise the patient to stay active. That is the single most consistent recommendation. For pain, NSAIDs are first line, at the lowest effective dose for the shortest time, and routine opioids should be avoided because the benefit is limited and the harms are real. Add exercise and physiotherapy for everyone, and reserve injections and surgery for carefully selected patients with a clear surgical target, never for nonspecific pain. Finally, there is a second set of flags, not red, but yellow. Yellow flags are psychosocial factors that predict chronicity, not serious disease. Fear avoidance beliefs, the conviction that movement will cause damage. Catastrophizing, the sense that the pain will never end. Depression and anxiety, job dissatisfaction, a low expectation of recovery, and reliance on passive coping, waiting for someone else to fix it. Identifying these early, with a tool such as the SRT back screening questionnaire, lets you direct more intensive, psychologically informed care to the patients most at risk of becoming chronic. Yellow flags do not mean the pain is not real. They mean the recovery will need more than a pill, which leaves one sentence to carry away. The two great errors in low back pain are opposites, missing serious pathology and over-medicalizing ordinary pain. Screen for red flags, never miss cauda equina, but resist the urge to scan, prescribe opioids, or offer surgery for pain that is nonspecific, mechanical, and almost certainly going to settle. Keep the patient active, address yellow flags, and let natural history do its work. So to carry out of this, low back pain is triaged into three groups: nonspecific mechanical, about 90 to 95%, radicular from a nerve root, and serious specific pathology flagged by red flags. Cauda equina syndrome, saddle anesthesia, bladder and bowel dysfunction, bilateral leg signs, is a surgical emergency requiring urgent MRI and decompression. Do not image routine nonspecific pain. Degenerative findings are near universal, and imaging does not improve outcomes. Image for red flags, progressive deficit, or persistent radicular pain in a surgical candidate. Management is education, reassurance, staying active, and NSAIDs, not opioids. And yellow flags predict chronicity, so screen for them early. Everything here is on orthovellum.com with the references.